As far as books, we really focus on those book rentals as we find that to be the most beneficial and best investment for guys to get some recoup on the investment.
Generally, what are the prices for not only the books, but also the exams and anything else in between?
I'll start with the exams. So typically the exams are $75 per exam. Your examinations will be taken through PSI. They've actually got locations all across the United States. And so you can take an exam for a different state in a different state. It just comes down to when you're scheduling. I can always walk people through that. On the residential side, your application fee is $100. On the commercial side, your application fee is $350. So essentially what you want to do, you've got two exams. So outside of books, courses, classes, tutoring, anything you utilize to go in there and pass, you're looking at $150 in exams and either $100 or $350 in your application fee. And so I always encourage guys to account for that. Obviously, this is going to be in your business account. You're going to be able to utilize all the perks that come along with that. As far as books, we really focus on those book rentals as we find that to be the most beneficial and best investment for guys to get some recoup on the investment. As of right now, which is 3:28 p.m. on Wednesday, July 13th, 2022. The current pricing for that, I want to say our residential builder is $1,035. That's going to come with all 7 books that's required. So 1 book for the business and law exam, and then 6 books for the trade exam. So that $1,035 comes with all the books already tabbed and highlighted. That's one thing we haven't touched on yet. Do not go into your exams without your books tabbed and highlighted. You will see a handful of people in there, either no books, lower probability of passing, some books, but no tabbing and highlighting, and they're jumping from book to book to book trying to figure out where they are. And then people that have their books tabbed and highlighted, usually calm, good, you can relax, and you already know, okay, based off this question, I know which book I need to be in. I'm grabbing this tab section, flip it to the highlighted area, and I'm set there. So our residential builder package at this moment gives you all 7 books tabbed and highlighted. It gives you your online courses. So that's going to be a module system you access from your phone, tablet, or computer. That's going to give you hundreds of practice questions and simulated exams, basically walking you through each book, showing you these are the type of questions you can expect. This is how you navigate your tabbed and highlighted areas to find your answer, basically getting your reps in. And then if you return the books, you get $450 back. So it ends up being like $585. So $585 to get all your books tabbed and highlighted, get your courses. And obviously, like I said, you return the books because you're probably never gonna touch them. The limited builder, that one's gonna be similar story. It's gonna be all of your books. You get your 1 business and law book, and then all of your books for the limited building section. We do a book rental for that as well. So it's $1,255, $1,255. That's gonna give you all the books tabbed and highlighted. That comes with your courses. You're sensing a theme here. It's basically the same aspect. Now for that one, you're gonna have 9 books for your trade portion, the 1 book for your business and law. So a total of 10 books tabbed and highlighted, your courses included. So it's $1,255, and then you get $540 back if you return those books. So it takes you down to $715, which again, like I said, to be able to get your limited building license, which is going to allow you to do residential and commercial up to $500,000 for $715. Keep in mind, you're going to have $350 for your application and then $150 for your exams. Barely over $1,200, you're getting a license. I mean, you're going to recoup that investment immediately. Now the unlimited, which would be that NASCLA exam, that is going to be a little bit more of an investment. Obviously, as you're getting a larger license, there's more books there. So there's 23 books on the trade side, 1 book on your business and law side. So we give all 24 books, everything tabbed and highlighted. You get your courses involved with that as well. It is $3,154, so $3,154. You get $1,080, so $1,080, almost $1,100 back once you return the books. So you're looking at a little over $2,000. That's giving you all 24 books tabbed and highlighted, your online courses, all the prep. And keep in mind, with all the courses, you'll also have access to our support team and our instructors for any questions through that. And then outside of that, with your fees to the state as well as your exams, you're looking at $500. So just over $2,500, and that's your investment to then get your unlimited general contractor license. That allows you to pull permits, bid on jobs, anything residential, commercial, no limits to that through the entire state of South Carolina, as well as those other states I mentioned earlier through the reciprocity agreement. So that's a very popular one. That's why, as you heard me cover the limited, not as frequent. I don't deal with that as much as you can tell as I'm looking to step up, because usually guys, either they're just doing residential or they go for the full unlimited, because your requirements and qualifications between your limited building license and your unlimited are very similar. You're going to have to go do exams. Yeah, the investment is a little bit more. I'm definitely not taking anything away from that. But if you do limited and then you decide to upgrade, not to mention, not to take anything away from it, but in this past year or so, $500,000 as far as the size of a project isn't as big of a project as it used to be. I'm imagining they're going to extend that at some point, but I have no control over that. I'm not that guy, but obviously $500,000 went a lot further in years past than it does now. And so those quotes and those jobs can get up there a little quicker.
Yeah. And I mean, with all all of that, all the books, all the courses, a lot of the people going into these tests maybe haven't studied in a long time, meaning like they haven't done any kind of coursework or reading. They've just been out in the field working, grinding. So I think that's where it becomes beneficial to take advantage of the Upstryve tutors to kind of help you understand and maybe give you some pointers on how to memorize this material efficiently, what to look for in the exam. I think those are all important things that a lot of people don't realize, that this exam, it does touch on a lot of stuff that they might have seen, but a lot of it they might not have seen. It's mostly an exam that you just want to pass. It's a lot of memorization. Like JD mentioned earlier, you might have 20 years experience, but there's a specific way that they want you to answer questions and to think about problems. It has to be their way in order for you to pass. And so a lot of our tutors have years of experience in the field. They've got multiple licenses, so they've gone through it already. So they're going to be a huge help along the way with all of this. Really the goal to make sure that you pass any exam you choose to take on your first attempt. We're not trying to waste your time. We want you to be as efficient as possible. Get the skills and knowledge you need, pass that exam, and then get your license and move on. So definitely something to take advantage of there.
Tutors are very beneficial. And just to speak to everyone out there, is they're not teaching you the trade. You already know what you're doing. No one's challenging that. No one's questioning that. It's not about knowing what you're doing in the field. Unfortunately, the exams are knowing about how to find an answer in the book, even if the book says sky's green. So the tutors are going to be people that typically, majority of our tutors are men and women that have already passed the exams, run their own company in the past, run their own company currently, are in the field just like you, and are also teaching people how to pass these exams with the understanding of go from what you're doing with your hands in the field to go, okay, just learn the philosophy and the techniques required about how to navigate the books. So they're going to teach you a lot of tips and techniques about some of it, kind of shutting your brain off of like, instead of going, well, this isn't right. It's going, okay, you might do it differently and you may do it better, but how the exams are created, they're looking for one answer in that book. And so your whole focal point is, let me just find the answer that they say is the answer. And so a lot of times tutors help out with that because it can be a little hump to overcome in order to just focus on getting your technique down and getting that principle right.